Okay. So I think I have this set up to a degree. Um, it's all topsy-turvy because I'm on the road, and I never have any time at home to just sit down and experiment with stuff because I'm busy doing this stuff, and then I get like an hour and a half or so at night to do what I want to do, which is usually just sit and bake in front of the TV for a bit and then crash. So, however, come on in, take a sip, let's wind down. Coming to you today from lovely Stuttgart. We're at Kelly Barracks. We are here in the Bachelor Officers' Quarters. Kind of funny that we're in the BOQ. My wife and I are in the Bachelor Officers' Quarters, but this is what they call them. And we're having a Puglia. And we have a Thursday grid by Timothy Gaetz. Another name I do not recognize. Does not mean a thing. But after we do the puzzle, I will go back and take a look and make my apologies if necessary. But if this is a debut, this Thursday's a great way to do that. I hope the sound is okay. I'm apologizing if it is not. There's going to be no music. It's not going to be pretty. It is what it is. But we have another hotel we're going to for the next couple of nights from here. Because tomorrow I have to go to work here. But then we're going to spend the weekend in downtown Stuttgart, and hopefully I'll be able to set up something nicer. So let's go ahead and hop into our grid and see what we've got here today. I'm going to have to blow this up, though, because that is not going to work. So let me see if I can do that without creating a big hassle. No, I cannot. Okay, that's just lovely. So I guess we'll play with this a little bit more till we get this figured out. How unbelievably awkward this is. And let me drag that out of the way. Thank you. Okay. I can't edit. I can't just stop. Okay? I mean, like, this is just what it is. So here we go. Toggle on a digital clock. AM, PM, I don't know. Proclaim could be to avow. Maybe some of this will... now we're working. Now we're cooking with Crisco. It was almost a 4-hour drive here. I can't remember which camera I'm looking at. It's a 4-hour drive here. It's just crazy. The traffic's weird, and I don't know. So what did we say? AM, PM, maybe? I guess it could be AM, FM. It said clock, not a radio. So lead into care. How about Medi? Medi. I'm using this little Bluetooth keyboard too, and it's one of those ergonomic ones, and it bends, and just couldn't be any more awkward today. Okay, rainwater clearer. Maybe a wiper. Okay, necessity for a reservation, perhaps. Reservation, no idea. Confirmed to be true. Oh, good Lord. Now I gotta move this down so I can read the whole clue. Okay. Works are traditionally performed with musical accompaniment in ancient Greece. How about odes? Okay. All right. So what do we got here? Word that can redundantly follow I. How about myself? I myself. And yeah. By the way, I know it looks like I got into a fight, but that's actually where I cut my face this morning in the shower. And my neck from like last week, but for some reason this camera and the light really highlights that. I look like I've been in a fight. I mean, like Shotzi beat the crap out of me the way here or something. So I don't know. Confirmed to be true, and I think I'm just gonna have like a very here, but it's also got an asterisk, so it's a starred clue. So maybe, who knows? I bet this is gonna be pre-payment. We have to do that for a reservation these days. I guess we don't have to in Germany. cunning sort. How about a sly fox? We were just listening to a podcast about sly foxes and how they maybe aren't so sly anymore. Blame it on Rio, but in my head it's blame it on the rain. See, that's where my mind goes to Milli Vanilli for some reason, and that's no bueno. Mr. Spock would be an alien, live long and prosper, something like that. And telephone number add-ons. How about extensions? And I can't be touching the desk apparently because that moves the camera, which is being moved by the laptop, which is being moved by the stand, which means this is all just a stick and bubblegum contraption. But I'm doing my best. So, Lil Belly. How about a tum? I've never even heard that before. That's just a guess. Removing lumps from, in a way, maybe stirring. Like some coffees and mob targets, I bet these are iced. And that is pretty straight to the point, isn't it? Showed for the first time. Okay, so, yeah, there's something funny going on here. Neighbor of a, you could say hashtag, but that's really an octothorpe. I think those are called octothorpes, the number signs. Neighbor of an octothorpe on a telephone keypad. I don't have a telephone in front of me, but I think that's a 9. I think. Or it could be the other neighbor, which would be a 0, which wouldn't have fit because we had the N from payment. Or an au pair, for as short for operator. The Forbidden City's Meridian Gate. One of the few places I would like to see in the Far East in China. I'd like to see it all, don't get me wrong, but that's like something that I'd be burning to do. And if I could, I'd like to run or just hike or something the entire Great Wall, but I don't think that's possible. So, showed for the first time. Animal symbol of innocence. A doe? 3 letters. A doe? Maybe I always think of a dove, but maybe that's purity. I don't know. Kilns for hops. Oh, well, Shotzi, I was just using the word oasts the other day in a potential grid that I've constructed. And she's like, well, now what are you going to use oasts for? I'm like, any number of things. Probably to roast hops, right? That's exactly what I said. Sure enough, that comes up here. Kilns for hops. So, probably what you're going to do, since that's what we use here in Germany. Der Osts. So, antidote, perhaps. I've got 4 letters, so I'm going to go with a Syrah. I don't know, so please don't hold me to that. Companionship. AR. Is Syrah right? One who's conspicuously excellent. And I think we've got a deed here, so showed for the first time. Maybe it's not a deed. This is clearly a starred clue, so maybe but the animal symbol of innocence is, I do believe, a doe. So it's lining up. So what could this be? Companionship. Let's see. Oh, an ark. 2 by 2. They were supposed to be brought aboard the ark by Noah. Companionship. Very clever. Well done. Oh, constructor. Have down. Maybe no. Maybe it's to cano. Nobody knows. It's not supporting. Maybe anti. Well, we're just making our way through this thing. Stunning 17,000-year-old discovery in France's Lascaux cave, and that would be art. Down under, bounders, down under, maybe rose. We were watching the newsreader again last night. That since Shotzi's back at home and here in Germany, and I think she likes the show too. But we're watching Paddington this weekend. I hear I have 3 to get through. So cultivate, maybe cultivate. Okay. Emphatic instruction for entering the answers to this puzzle's 10-starred clues. Okay. Flat sign could be to let, so maybe to cultivate is to till. Cluster in an archipelago. How about isles? And then let's see, cost of doing business, maybe a fee. Okay, so the emphatic instruction for entering the answers to this, just so it looks like we've got no ifs, ands, or buts. Maybe ifs, ands, or buts. So if I go back up here, is there something to do with if, and, or but here with the deed showed for the first time? Debuted, yeah, for the buts. Okay, and then what else did we have here? Okay, so sting over here, removing lumps from stiffing, standing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about it right now. I'm worried about getting to the puzzle. Confirmed to be true. Verify. Okay, so I see now. So yeah, we're putting either an if, and, or a but into these words to make that work. Makes so. Got it. Leader of brothers. Well, it doesn't have a question mark, so I'm going to go with an abbot, as in an abbey, as in a monastery, or a monastic group. Inclined could be apt, as in apt to do so, like 2027 and 2029, but not 2025. They were talking prime numbers. I like prime numbers. Actor Cox of Succession, that would be Brian. God, that was such a good show. Armed thieves. Goliath could be a titan, or titan, just for Goliath, just alone as an adjective. Armed thieves. Bandits. Okay, makes sense. Unwanted ingredient when assembling s'mores, say. And I'm assuming we're talking about an ash there. So we got ambits there, or bandits. Midwest city whose name consists of two interjections. Omaha. Okay, clamorous. Okay. Hasty could be rash. We got a pretty clever grid here today is what we've got. And if it's a debut grid, well done. Clamorous. Aurora, maybe? Aurora, that's, I mean, by definition, would be clamorous, right? I mean, Shotzi's back there. You can barely see her in the corner. Now she moves her head so you can't see her. It's kind of like she's hiding. Oh, there she is. Where's Waldo? I don't know, but Shotzi's back there. Yeah, blending in. Exactly. Well, I blend into the chair, so I guess my frame looks rather like I should have played football right now. Big old dude. If I stand up, you'd be like, no, he's little. Okay, so shoot into the pocket in snooker. I don't know anything about snooker. Let's see. Finally, at last, I'm hoping. Is this a got? I have no idea. I hope we figure that out. But yeah, if you're going to get toasted by a crossword, let it be on a Thursday. Not approximate, say. Oh, well. Actual? I don't know where we're going. Gillette razor could be Atra. It's just been a long day. You shouldn't have. I mean, I wish there was something I could have done outside of something that would get me thrown in jail to get me a little bit more pepped up before, I sat down to try to actually start thinking about crosswords because, man, that road is still on my brain. Someone who knows how the sausage gets made is typically an insider of some sorts, right? So let's go with actual. And setting for Laura Ingalls Wilder book series. I'm sorry I keep hitting the table, therefore hitting the camera. And I guess we're looking for the prairie. The prairie. One of those hard words for the average American to spell, and that would include me if it wasn't for the proximity of Grand Prairie, Texas, and the fact that we saw a sign going to Grand Prairie everywhere we turned in Fort Worth. Someone who knows how the sausage gets made. All right, Garner. Huge fan club, so to speak. How about an army? God. I mean, I'm so cramped in here. It's all sitting topsy-turvy, looking this way to look that way, and it's all...
Right, baby. You sound kind of grumpy.
I don't be grumpy at all. It's just kind of funny that I have to sit here all like contorting myself, like I should belong in Cirque du Soleil. Exactly. I need to just join Cirque du Soleil. You'll be painting me in Miss Lala. Someone who knows how the sausage gets made. Oh my God, I don't. All right, Garner, maybe Reap. Coach's charge would be the team. So we got Puppy Love over here. So I guess if you shoot into the pocket in a snooker, it's a pot. Okay, I'll commit that to memory. And I guess we've got a Reap here. Barrier to entry. Maybe a style. I mean, I can get a style in there. Wow. This is a challenging Thursday. Diminutive suffix in Spanish. Well, is it going to be an A or an O? Is it going to be masculine or feminative? Feminine. Okay. Like dress shirts, typically. I can only assume that this is supposed to be buttoned. So, a T-O-N-E-D, toned. So, ifs, ands are buttoned. Activist Aaron Brockovich, buying a gallon of milk, picking up the laundry, etc. So, I'm assuming this is going to be Aaron's, or heirs. Stir up, rile. One standing near a pond, maybe. Reed, that's also clever. Biblical beast. Oh, heirs. I was about to say, the only thing I think of is an ass. So, okay. Neighbors of Croats would be Serbs. And a club might be seen on one, maybe an ace. So... Food subject to internet debate over whether or not it's a sandwich. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if it's a soft taco, maybe it's a sandwich. By extension, you've got... Well, I'm just saying, but like by definition, what is a sandwich? I mean, I don't even know. I mean, it's two pieces of bread. So if you fold a flour tortilla or corn tortilla that's soft, isn't that two pieces of bread then technically? Or is it just one that's been folded? I mean, it's parabolar, so maybe it's just one. Isn't this kind of a silly thing? I mean, I don't even know why it's a debate. I mean, a taco's a taco. A sandwich? I don't know. It's like sliced bread.
What's the answer?
There is no answer. For the grid here, it says the food subject to internet debate on whether or not it's a sandwich, and the answer is a taco. And I'm just like,
who's ever debated?
Oh, this is huge, Shotzi. I promise you, baby girl. This is a big thing. I mean,
This is a big debate.
This is a big debate for real. And I'm just like,
way better things to talk about.
I mean, I've got just red in the face arguments over crap with coworkers and friends, family alike over whether chili is chili if you throw beans in it. Well, it's not. It's like if it's got beans, it's not chili. It's a stew, right? Then I realized at some point it doesn't matter. If you're truly a descriptive linguist, you're like, hey, call it a dinosaur egg. I don't care. It doesn't matter. If everybody understands what you're saying when you say dinosaur egg, what you really mean is a sandwich or chili with beans. What a waste of time it seems like.
Well, a taco and a sandwich.
Right.
Disagree that that's worth arguing about. Chili with beans or without, I don't.
Yeah, I don't think I have an opinion on it anymore, is where I think I stand as a result of my experience on the subject. It seems so futile. It seems futile to me.
I almost feel like I'm in a tree house.
You are kind of in a tree house. This is a very beautiful surrounding. We are covered in trees here in this wonderful Baden-Württemberg, Germany. One who's conspicuously excellent. I don't. Oh gosh. Emergency item on a ship. A rope, raft. Have 4 letters. I don't know. Formal expressions of praise. Nickname for Louis Armstrong. And it's Satchmo, but I think it's also the Satch. Light shade, maybe Ecru. Langston Hughes poem published during the Harlem Renaissance. And I, too, am America. One who's conspicuously excellent. Standout, so maybe a stout here. Supporting would be 4 to counter our anti, and I guess this means we have a raft, which means formal expressions of praise is going to become tries here. Trendies, tributes, very nice. Okay. Takes me a minute. This is an awkward thing to try to work out. Alley-oop. Very good. Doomed from the get-go for short. Maybe DOA is in dead on arrival. Street urchins. What Indiana Jones famously isn't fond of. And I do believe he's not fond of snakes. Not the word that makes me sound like I'm lisping. Asps. Okay. Get through this grid. Cave dweller. Maybe a bat. I don't know.
Maybe delirium is setting.
Delirium is setting. It's been a very long week. It has been a very long week. But I don't have to be downstairs in the lobby to catch my ride to the hospital until 7 a.m. You know, that's going to be sleeping in for me. Cliched. How about banal? And get ready to hit all the right notes. Maybe tune. General name on a Chinese menu. It'll probably be so. 1970s tennis champ Smith. Well, at least it's not a stan, as in a crazy fan. Professional writer of a sort. How about a steno? And I don't even know what we've done here today. I'm not even sure if we had a rebus in this or not. Home of the historic Oscars Hall Palace. I'm going to go with Oslo. And, well, fingers crossed. But how did we do Bob? Yeah, no kidding. Now, can I move this over? Can I do anything with that at all to see what we actually did without... Okay, 2149. That's about right. I know I was running my mouth a bit here, but this was just a tough one. It was a challenging grid, but what it was just very awkward. I'm not in my normal element. That's another thing. So maybe it didn't make me feel as comfortable as I should. But I think really, by and large, it was a good puzzle. It just so happens that I'm not very, right now I'm just not very prepared to be injecting ands, ifs, or buts into words just to figure out what they might be at this very moment. But on the whole, it was fantastic. And Shotzi's rolling her eyes so far in the back of her head right now at me that she's literally staring at her brain pan, and I need to probably have another glass of wine and chill out. So, that said, until we see you next time, we got nothing, no fancy anything to drop down, no music to bring us out. So, until we see you tomorrow, hopefully from a much more beautiful surrounding area, something nice. Ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Tag noch. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss. Servus. Grüß Gott. Ciao. Cin-Cin. Be well out there. We will see you on the morrow. And clearly a little less traffic lagged. Try to be nice to strangers if you can. Cheers. I can't turn it off either. Okay, try it again.